Anytime there is a movie or a TV show based off an existing property that comes out, I always have the highest hopes for it that it's not as bad as reviewers and everyone else says that it is. And I think about the film that you see in the thumbnail, The Flash, and go to myself, this movie is not as bad as other reviewers have said it is. Can't be. Warner Brothers invested 200 million plus dollars into this film. 2023. But being the fact that this movie comes out on HBO Max or Max for those for me to be politically, I want me to be politically correct about it or what the crap. Man, I'm just gonna not waste any time and just cut straight into my after action review of the 2023 film The Flash. Now I'm gonna throw some spoilers in there. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, doesn't make me no never mind because the way I'm about to go in on this film, especially with like the more bads that I found the goods or downs and the ups, I'm not gonna waste time. I got my notes here. I'm not gonna remember everything. Let me get right into it. Now, if y'all, before I go on, if you're not familiar with the plot of the film, it goes a little something like this: Barry Allen, the Flash, travels back in time to stop his mom from dying, but inadvertently creates an alternate timeline where things just don't go the way they're supposed to. But anyways, enough of that. Let me get into my ups, my downs, and my coulda, woulda, shouldas of the Crash. The Flash. Now, from a few ups I have, one, we got Michael Keaton back as Batman. Two, we got Supergirl making her movie appearance, and more on that later. Three, it showed that Barry Allen went to Metropolis the day that General Zod attacked during the events of Man of Steel. Also happened to be the same day that he got his powers. He was able to save a little boy, but he couldn't save the little boy's father, and that's that about far as that goes. The fourth one, in the final act of the film, when Barry tries to set everything right, he actually meets his mom, but his mom doesn't know that it's him, and he has an emotional moment with her, knowing that she has to die for everything to go back to normal. And I mean normal, okay, with however the way you take it, you want to take it. And it was an emotional moment, and I'm like, okay, I kind of feel bad for the character, but the actor playing the character, not so much. And the fifth thing, Barry's dad being acquitted of murdering his mom thanks to help from Bruce Wayne, and more on that in my downs. Now I got the ups out the way. Let me get into the downs. I got a list right here. First and foremost, this entire movie was aggravating as hell for me to get through. It took me at least like 3 to 4 days to watch this, probably because I had other things coming up. But the more I tried to become invested in this film, the more I saw myself going, I'm not enjoying this at all, but I'm going to suffer through it because I want to know how this ends. Two, this film showed that Batman, both played by Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, in the action sequences, okay, works better as a standalone character, be it as the Batman in Matt Reeves' 2022 film or in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, because he sticks out like a sore thumb when he's with the rest of the Justice League. Just does. And the CGI is not a good look for the Batman. The cameos in the third act, when they showed a bunch of the cameos, those were totally unnecessary. If you want to try to bring in a feeling of like, oh, there's that nostalgia, or remember when so and so played this, it just didn't mesh well with a film that's already messy to begin with. At a runtime of 2 hours and 24 minutes, this movie was entirely too dang on long because too much exposition, unnecessary dialogue, and for a film called The Flash, yeah, I'm looking down on my notes because, like I said, I don't remember this crap. For a film called The Flash, it had a slow ass pacing to it, and I'm going, when are we going to finally get to the good stuff? Which is pretty freaking hard to say about this film. Past Barry, when current Barry meets 2013 Barry or past Barry, alternate Barry, whatever the hell you want to call him, he was straight up aggravating as hell. And not just one Ezra Miller on the screen, but two of them on the screen at the same time, acting like Kevin Hart whenever he's in a movie with The Rock, always screaming like, oh, he did the thing, Batman, That shit got old that shit got old real fast. That's how frustrated I am. I'm stumbling over my words. Barry's roommates, past Barry's roommates, I wanted to reach through my phone, my tablet. I want to reach through the screen and punch every one of them in their damn faces because they were that annoying. If I had a chance to be Deathstroke, I would just straight up just take everybody out and be like, hey, I'll do that for free. You ain't got to pay me for it. Another thing I had wrong with it. Why would you bring in Batman and Supergirl just to treat them like throwaway characters and kill them off in the third act in the battle with Zod? That was just a waste of two characters right there. Like I said, both Barrys were annoying as hell on screen together. I already said that. Main thing I hated too was a lack of a major villain. Out of the main speedster villains that the Flash has, there was no Zoom, there was no Godspeed, there was no Reverse Flash. But instead, we actually got past Barry, who turned into Dark Barry, and again, it was just real ridiculous how it went down. Every time they had a moment to have like a serious moment, it got treated like a throwaway joke in this film. There's a scene in there that after Batman and both Barrys save Supergirl in Russia or wherever the hell she's at, Batman flinches at a guy and dude looks at him like this. He flinches at him again and dude pulls out a gun and starts blasting. And that made Batman look like a bitch. It really did. And that's the reason why Batman only works better when he's in his own universe and he's not with superpowered beings. The CGI, I had to see for myself how crammy and crappy the CGI was in this film. Like, the budget that went into this and the CGI looks like this. I seen better effects on a Nintendo 64 and a PS1 video game system than I've seen in this film. And those were back in the 90s, almost 30 years ago. 2023 right now, there's no freaking excuse as to why the CGI could not have been better. The overall story of the film is just saying. But the main down that I have about this film, is Ezra Miller himself, man. Like, I really wish that the way Ezra Miller was Barry Allen in like the last part of the film when he has the emotional moment with his mom, I wish Ezra Miller was like that in real life, because all the things that Miller has done, like off screen, there's no excuse as to why. Oh God, it's just, like I said, you can hear how frustrated I am with this. There is absolutely no reason as to why his crimes against humanity is just swept under the rug and just a slap on the wrist to say, all right, we forgive you, we get you help, because Warner Brothers was banking on this movie doing well, and it bombed. And yeah, that's frustrating. Hear the page turning, because this is what my coulda, woulda, shouldas are. The movie could have used a better script. Just saying. The CGI could have been better, like I said, with my downs. No reason as to why the effects in this movie look like dog shit. Just saying. If anyone's offended by my sentence enhancers, I'm telling from right here, that was completely unfreaking necessary. They could have used the Speedster as a villain. And finally, a lesser runtime. Instead of over 2+ hours of filler and crap, all that you could have shaved at least maybe 30 minutes off of this film and still could have told a story and kept it well gelled together instead of giving us unnecessary exposition and all this other crap. Now that I've told my notes, throw this away. I'm going to say that the animated Flashpoint Paradox film is a way better film than this live action piece of dog crap. Again, I really want the best for a lot of these things, but this is just a slap in the face to the fans that love this stuff. And in all honesty, I really don't do ratings, but if I was Goro from the Mortal Kombat franchise, I wish I would have 2 extra hands so I can give this film 4 thumbs down, man, because this was just totally unnecessary. I know nobody put a gun to my head, but I had to see this. I had to see this walking abortion for myself. And God, I wish I could put some bleach in my eyes and just say that I never saw this crap. Hell, I wouldn't even put Stevie Wonder in front of the TV to watch this stuff, and he's been blind his whole life. But anyways, that's my after action review where I name my ups, my downs, and my coulda, woulda, shouldas of, again, The Crash, because this film ultimately crashed and burned, and I see why. So, till next time, I'll see you on the next one.